Good afternoon and a huge warm welcome to the Carnation Crafts. We're live in the Carnation Crafts studio and as always, wonderful to have your company. So for those of you who joined us this morning earlier on for the wonderful Happy Hollow launch, a huge welcome back to you all, and to everybody else, welcome back too. We are going to do a back to wear for you now, which is just like you. This was a long time ago, just like you. It's a beautiful set. It's got gorgeous wee little animals in it. So you've got New Spring, Springtide and Maytime sitting there, and that's the Just Like You collection. This is based on kind of parent and child, but it's also all about spring, life growing around us, exactly where we are at the minute really, isn't it? So you've got the little bunny rabbit, which is New Spring. Springtide is the duck and the duckling, and then you've got Maytime, which is the sheep and the little lamb. All come in these wonderful little frames, and I'm going to show you them on the boards in a second. But the Just Like You collection is 200264. Really insanely good price for you today. What should be a combined price of £74.97 is actually $49.98. Now bear in mind you can use your newsletter code on these because it is obviously over 3 months old. So that's going to take another 10% discount for you. So that's a massive discount. I will ask Taz to work out exactly how much that'll come to, but it is below the £50 threshold. So there is £2.95 UK P&P. Obviously, if you add in your perfect papers or the frames that we're going to show you, then your P&P will be free. But if you use your newsletter code, thank you Taz, that's going to take this down to $44.99. That's an incredible saving from $74.97. So fill your boots. www.carnationcrafts.co.uk 200264, the Just Like You collection. That's all 3 of those frames. And that is all of the little animals. And I'm going to show you those boards. Do you want me to show you those first, Taz, on boards and doing separately? So the first one we're going to look at is the wee bunny rabbits. And they're just... Ooh, can I tell you something else that's really exciting? Sorry, Taz. 2 colourways for this. There's 2 colourways for this. There's the original one that I'm showing you on the board, and the ones that I'll be doing in demo. And then there's the special spring bonus. It's the bonus springtime vignette download. That's free for you as well. They're both at the bottom of your screen there. You can see on either side. You're getting both of those for free. Thank you very much. Double the ways to play, double the ways that you're going to make your cards. Perfect. Thank you very much. So I did just want to point that out. So the ones I'm showing you here, if it looks different when we're doing finished samples, that's actually because they are different. It's a different colourway. So I did just want to point that out to you. But these are your beautiful little bunny rabbits. So how these work, you get a card base and a matte layer. And then you get this beautiful filigree layer that comes around. That's that framing out, isn't it? So pretty. Attached to it is the wee little rabbit. Okay, and then you get all your decoupage elements to bring them forward, and your little bunny at the front, which has got a full decoupage. So decoupage for the head for the bunny, full decoupage for the body, so everything pulling forward. Your shadow play coming into gorgeous perfection with this. Really pretty. Now, the great thing about these, as with all Carnation, you are able to snip into them. So if you want to just snip away at his ears, you can, and you can remove the bunnies from here and use the little frames individually. That's incredible. So already loads of ways to play with these without you ever, even having to think about it. Lots and lots of different things for you to look at and play with in these different ways. So that's your first one. That's your little bunny rabbits, which are just beyond sweet. But we move on from those to your duck and your duckling. Are you okay, Taz?
I was just going to say that a baby rabbit is called a kit.
Little kit. Little baby bunnies, little floofy bunnies. You've got here your duck and your duckling, which are just... Look at his little dancing feet. If we just take a moment. How cute is he? Again, you've got your card base. You've got the frame. That's a beautiful card base, isn't it? Think of some easel cards done on that. Really stunning. You've got to think of it elementally with Carnation because, yes, you get the collection, but the elements that we put in are designed for you to work individually. So that is just a really beautiful frame on its own. Then you've got the parts with the duck as well, so you can add those in. If you want to use the gorgeous framework on the outside, absolutely you can. You can then snip away the elements that you need to, or add into that as well and tuck into them. So there's a ton of ways of playing. So these, it's when you're looking at longevity, aren't you? How many different ways can I use this? Loads. Absolutely loads. And that's so important, especially when you're getting an impressive price like you are. That newsletter code taking this down to $44.99, I think we said. That's amazing to me. So springtide with your wee little duck here. So you've got all of the elements going through, you've got your decoupage. So full decoupage for the little chap here and an extra face decoupage, so he really pulls out from the frame. Extra face for the mum or the parent duck, and then an extra beak as well, so it all builds all in full. And again, 2 different colourways for this. Thank you very much, we like them apples. And then you have got your Maytime, which is obviously your little sheepies and the little lamb. Look at them. The little kissy noses, they're so sweet. So you get extra decoupage for the little bird here as well. You've got the sheep, you've got obviously the little lamb, all the elements going through the frame, and then you've got your basic frame here. Stunning again, right? And I love these frame round. So is it just for spring? No. Is it perfect for spring? Yes. Is it great for, you know, all of those kind of summertime cards that we're making as well? Yes. What else can you do with it? Take away the sheep and pop them in with Rural Charm. Loads of, you know, when we're swapping things out or just using these as beautiful frames. Again, we were saying this morning about Pure Enchantment with the fairies. These are beautiful frames to have fairies in them. Really pretty frames for that. There's loads of playtime here. Loads of playtime.
Oh, you could use the frames with loving hands. They'd fit quite
Oh, they
nicely
would,
in
with the hands coming through. And like the think of this, I mean, obviously we'll be using it as it is, and certainly for demo today. But if I was to take this away from the inside, think of this with just one of Carnation's florals coming up. Beautiful. And a sentiment plaque at the bottom. That's a card. You don't always need to stay within a box. It's important. It's important for you. It's important for me. It's important for Carnation. So that is your Just Like You collection. 200264. Show price today $49.98. Combined price of $74.97. $2.95 UKP and P. QR code down at the bottom that you can scan, take you straight to it, or head to the Carnation Crafts website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. You just need to put in that number and that will show you, or you can type in the name itself. And those downloads that are free and yours, they'll be back in papers, I would imagine, there as well. It's all yours. And there's 2 colourways. 2 colourways. That's a really, really awesome, awesome bonus, isn't it? To have that. Okay, so we'll go from there. I'm just going to take you over to the Perfect Papers, just to mainly annoy Taz at this stage. But I'm going to take you over to the Perfect Papers, just so that you can see that, because we've shown you the colour of those vignettes. So let's look at these beautiful sugared almond colours that you get with this collection. They'll work with both colourways. They're the Just Like You Perfect Papers. You get 48 A4 sheets. They're 300 GSM. You get 6 colours, and you're going to get 8 of each of those colours. They have a show price, as always, of $14.99 with a $2.95 UK P&P. 200277. I know loads of you sorts of always grab hold of your Perfect Papers to go with the collections that you buy. It makes sense because it all works together. The colour picking works. You get no clashes. So please do grab those while you're getting them. If you get your Perfect Papers with your collection, it will take you over that threshold and you'll get free P&P. Thank you very much. We like them apples. Right, it's not the only thing we've got available today. We do have a set of 3 frames. As you can see there, you've got the oval frame, the square 2 frame, and the rectangle 2 frame. Take a really good strong look at that square 2 frame. I don't actually have a board for that one, but I do want you to take a close look at it. We have got boards for the others and we'll show you it. Square 2 frame, in my experience with Carnation, which has been 4 years now, has always been the most popular card base. Always has. Everybody loves the square 2 frame, and there's a really good reason for it. Partly because of the filigree, which is stunning. Secondly, because the beautiful curvature of the outside shape really lends itself to card making. But then you get a series of nested dies on the inside, and they can be used for mats and layers or apertures. This card shape, that square 2 frame, is everything you need going forward to create exquisite cards. Really beautiful. Now, we're not just going to give you the square frame, we're going to give you all three as a collection. And we're going to do that today for a ridiculous price of $59.99. These are huge dies. Huge. And this will take your card making journey. You can use these for any cards that you make going forward. 200273 on the Carnation Crafts website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. Free UK P&P on these because you're over the £50 threshold. Again, I believe you'll be able to use your 10% discount on it, so you're going to get £5.99. I don't know the maths off it. Maths never been my strong point, but you are going to get obviously a discount on those as well. So please do fill your boots. $53.99. So, Taz, can I put you to work? If I was to buy the full frame collection, just like you, and the perfect papers, what would I be coming in at on that? So that's everything that we'll see. While Taz is working that out, if it's okay with Taz, I'll start showing you the board for these frames because they are absolutely stunning. The filigree is the same for each one. Look at this. It's exquisite. This is traditional, what you might want to say, proper card making, right down to the final elements. It's so beautiful. Card base, look at all these layers you're getting. This is the metal we're talking about. Card base, nested dies to do your mats and layers. Stunning filigree. If you don't use these inside ones, such as this is a white base on the inside, so it's perfect. But then you can start to mat and layer or create layered apertures because you've got your 3 aperture dies here. Then you've got your extra filigree. Then you've got more going on the inside. These are huge. This one comes with the sentiments, happy birthday to, from you. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Then you've got your rectangle. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Summer day. Absolute summer day. Really gorgeous. It's lace in a Victorian house, isn't it? It just is so, so pretty. All of your diamond elements in there as well. So you get that really nice framing out where you've got the rectangle with the diamond in the middle. So beautiful already aesthetically. And then you've got the square. Now, I don't actually have a board for the square. I'm just going to steal, sorry Taz, I'll take it back. I'm just going to steal this so I can show you it in full detail. All of your elements, your filigree, look at that with this circle running through the middle. Square to frame, ever, ever popular. Probably as popular today as it was the day it was released. It's always, always wonderful. Now, let me show you the metal that you get with these, because these aren't your average. Look at that. That's impressive, right? Right down to where we're looking at the circle here, where you're getting your nested, 2 little nested dies here. Aperture, aperture, aperture. Nested dies here. They just create. And when you've got something that's got so many aspects to it for a frame, it literally means, well, you can use it as it is. That's one way of using it. I can just use the base. That's another way of using it. I can create easels with it, twisted easels, apertures, layered up. I can do so many different things. And that's without even sort of being clever with card making. That's just in its basic form. And then I can really start to go to town. They're so important. They're so important. And that's a set of 3 for you. So you've got your oval, your rectangle and your square at a stupid price. $59.99 reduced from $74.97. That's pretty impressive. Now, Taz is saying, if you get, just like you, the frames and the papers, which is what I asked her to do, that's in set at £112.47. Free P&P. 2 colourways. That's quite the collection, isn't it? Thanks, Taz. That's incredible. Really, really incredible. Good luck to you all. I hope all of you managed to get hold of yours. I'm about to destroy the set. I kind of see that's been part of my job these days. Right, little add-ons that come with this collection. There is also Pepper and Lacey, which are the horses. These are separate. They're not part of the main collection, but they're very, very similar. So that is Pepper and Lacey, where you're getting all of those elements. So just to show you this as it is. Look. So you've got the foal and you've got the horse. All of your decoupage. So it's the same principle as the duck and the sheep, but it's just, they're so pretty. And I love all the detailing around it. Again, extraordinary amounts of metal in here. Lovely stuff. How many of you own this? How many of you crafted with this when it first came out? Because I bet there's quite a few of you out there that have this already. This is a must. Must. Special speckles. Why is it a must? Think of everything Carnation's got with a bird or a duck. Think of your prehistoric friends. Think of all the different animals that come out of eggs. There's lots of them. So the way this works, you have a set of nested eggs. So we can have tiny little eggs, which may be representative of mini eggs if you've got a friend who loves those, and they go incrementally up in size. It doesn't matter which size creature you're using. Now that could be, like we say, the little prehistoric ones, which I think probably would fit in this one best. Any ducklings that you've got ducklings today. Look, can you see him just popping out? His little head is there, just saying hello to the world. But what's really great about this is you get this die and this die. So you've got the little hole, which creates the little cracks. Now, if you put the little duckling behind that and put his little nose coming out, it is cute as a button. But we've also got this die, which is the cracking of the egg. It becomes more important as well. That piece is brilliant if you've got bricks or brickwork dies to have a crack going through it. It adds texture and it adds design to it. So this is an absolute must-have set. Absolute must-have set. It's so good and so clever, and it's got a ridiculous price, $8.99, $2.95 UK P&P. Thanks. If you're getting anything else, put that in your basket. It's silly not to. That's such an important die set. That's a need, that's a must-have, because it will do so much for so many different things.
I count 12 dies. 12.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I count 12 dies. There is indeed 12 dies for $8.99 with a show price of $8.99, $2.95 UK. I don't like the saying, but that is a no-brainer. It just makes sense. Grab it while you can. I know that they have trouble keeping that one in stock anyway, so this is the time to grab hold of it because it's unusual that we've got it. 200268. That is your special speckles die set. Try saying that when you've had a gin. So all of the elements that you need there. Now, the final die that we're going to show you today is your beautiful, I'm just going to get the name for it so I get it right, your verdant crescent. Really pretty, isn't it? Think of Happy Hollow this morning and how we were crafting with that forest scene and we have the little house. Are you going to create a little arc for it? No, it's all of the aspects. This would come in beautifully with Ponderance Place, with what's the spring collection that we launched here with?
The first one?
Yeah.
Spring Forward.
Spring Forward. It'll come in with all of those pieces. It'll come in with Rural Charm.
I remembered loads of people using it in samples with Jungle Friends.
Jungle Friends. It'll work with Prehistoric Friends as well. Actually, can you do me a big favour, Taz? Can you just see if it's available on the website? And if it has, can you link Prehistoric Friends in on the chat? Because if you're getting the eggs and you're getting your verdant crescent, you actually may as well grab that as well while you're here. Because the whole thing together... What are we doing?
Special price.
Prehistoric Friends is... Have you got...
$17.99.
Thank you very much. $17.99 for 5 dinosaurs. Maybe 6. I don't know the names of them, but I know there's a T-Rex in there that's ridiculously cute. But that's... If you add in Prehistoric Friends, that's literally card making heaven from here on out. I'm not here to mention Prehistoric Friends, but it did just occur to me while you've got the egg, because lots of people used it in those samples. And when we did Prehistoric Friends, a lot of the DT team had used the egg and people were going, where can I get the egg from? And we didn't have it. It's one of those that's hard to get hold of. So that's why you need the egg today. Right, now that I've stopped waffling at you, you can get everything that you need on the Carnation Crafts website. If I'm correct, Carnation are incredibly good. When we go onto the website and you type in, if you go to downloads and then free downloads. They will try and shunt up to the top anything that we're doing in the most recent times. So you'll have the Just Like You collection quite near to the top, so you can go and find all of your artwork. Anything that we release that's newer than that, like such as launch, will often take precedent, but it'll be near the top. So please don't worry. There you go, Just Like You. So grab it, grab it, grab it. All of those bonus vignettes that you've got as well, they're all there. Very, very awesome. Now, before I get on to demo, there is one more thing that I'd like to talk to you about. We did mention it in the last show. I was hoping I'd have a copy of them here, but they haven't quite arrived. We're waiting for the courier to come. But Carnation are launching a new tool. Now, this is a tool that effectively we've all got some of as crafters. But Nick has searched high and low. This has been a research project to find the perfect set. And I mean the perfect set. Now, I've been privileged. I've seen them. I have held them. And they are incredible. This is the perfect set of craft tweezers. Now, I can't tell you how excited I am about this, because finding the perfect craft tweezers is a really difficult job. Nick sourced them, and he has managed to pick up premium round tip tweezers. They have got a delightful grip on them. Now, I said to Nick when he showed me them, I wanted to do a kind of touch test on these. As somebody who quills, I use tweezers all the time. It's something that I am very, very, as such, well-rounded in. It's really hard to find good tweezers. When we have tweezers like this, if you push too hard in the middle, the ends separate and it drops what it's holding. This is very common. So I said to Nick, I want to push and see. They don't move. They're so good. And they've got a round tip, not a sharp point. Why is that important? Well, because it holds, it's got a larger surface area to hold. So it's really gripping onto what we're using. That means less accidents. It means we're dropping less elements that have got glue onto our pieces. So we're not getting that unsightly glaze from the glue that we don't want. It's a really, really important craft tool. We've got them on the Carnation website. They're not going to last long. $9.99. That's a really, really good payment because they're such good pieces. They are premium quality and they are epic. Take it from a girl who knows. There's certain things that I'm very passionate about when it comes to crafting. And when it comes to crafting tools, that's where it matters. And these are epic. Grab a pair while you can. $9.99. I don't know when they'll get the next lot in, so that's going to be a bit of a rush job. So good luck to you all. They're just incredible. That's all I can tell you.
I will link them as well in the chats.
Thank you. Thank you. So you'll have a link straight to them, but I do advise you to get on with those because good tweezers, literally, I have searched for good tweezers now for 10 years and I must go through a pair of tweezers once every 4 months because they just never work. I personally can't use the ones, you know, the back to front tweezers where you kind of, they've got like I can't. So I need tweezers that are straightforward because my brain won't reverse the motion. So I need straightforward ones. The minute he said we've got new tweezers, I was like, oh, is it them funny, weird, grippy ones? And he was like, no, these are proper. We have looked and we have sourced. And he is absolutely right. He did. Brilliant. Thanks, Taz, for that. So they're on the website. So go and fill your boots. All right, let's have a look at the Just Like You samples. Look. So, for those of you in the know with Carnation, Nick leaves Easter eggs throughout his collections, things for us to go and look for. And one of his most common is a love heart. And you can see that really clearly on the sheep's chest and on the little lamb's chest. Isn't that cute? It's the little bits that when you, when you know, you know. Look at this. Different colourways, you see, because we're not just working with one colourway. We've got an extra one for free. This is such a great day to be seeing the back to wear when we've got free colourways. Lavinia's here. Let me just scooch that across so you've got all of the elements there. Really cute, isn't it? So we're not just talking about just using the frames independently. We can use them in alternatives. Like here, we've got it with the acetate. There are other ways. Look at this. She's just so cute. Lovely chunky use of the frame here. So that's the square 2 frame. So you can use your filigree, of course you can, but when you take it away, you get a different look. That's why frames are so ridiculously important. Frames and nested dies, always going to be your best friend as a card maker. Look at the little bunnies. That's your other colourway, you see. What a treat today. I love it when we have shows like this, when it's just absolutely packed with joy and also, might I say, bargains for crafters. Look at this. Extra colourways, low prices, 10% newsletter discount, wonderful tweezers. What a day to be alive in the crafting industry today. Thank you very much. The tweezers did it for me. I'm happy, happy, happy. Look. I love them. That egg is just spectacular, isn't it? I love them. Look. Wholesome card making, isn't it? Really wholesome card making. That bunny is beyond sweet, isn't it? Can I just show you this one with the bunny as well? Look. Look at him. Now, what I want to discuss just while we've got this card in front of you here, there's no sign of the frame. It's all been snipped away. Everything's been taken away, and we're using that then as an extra element. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about value. We don't want to be stuck. I talk about this all the time. I hate being caged. The joy of Carnation is that we have that freedom to just change the dies we get. They give us the basic. They're not asking us to stick within a certain remit. We're not forced. A lot of dies that you buy on the market, you cannot separate. So if this had been, you know, other suppliers that I've seen, I'm not damning anybody. It's a different way of doing things. But if you can't separate them easily, and you've still got half the frame attached to the bunny's bottom so that when you separate it and put it somewhere else, it looks weird, that's not helping us. If we've got the snippability, that's when it becomes so blooming awesome, isn't it? It's economical. It's an economical way to craft because it's never one thing or another. It's all of the things all of the time. Now, I'm going to get to demo it in a second. I will just show this one from Vera because I love it very, very much. There's little eggs down at the bottom. It's so sweet.
The babies are so cute.
The babies are ridiculously cute, aren't they? As babies should be. Really, really sweet. So the Just Like You collection 200264 on the Carnation Crafts website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. It's much easier to use the QR code at the bottom of your screen because it does take you directly there, and that is an alternative option for you. $49.98 down from $74.97. That's extraordinary, all three of them. But you've got your discount code from the newsletter, or if you've signed up for the newsletter, you will have. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, get on it. You get loads of discount. We like discount. So definitely something for you to do. Right, let's have a look. You all right, Taz?
Yeah, we've got some people saying hello.
Hello, lovely folks.
So, over on YouTube, we've got Jenny West saying hello again.
Jenny West.
We've got Sharon saying good afternoon. Those frames are simply stunning.
Aren't they? Aren't they? There's something about them, because even as I've put it back higgledy-piggledy as I have, but when you look at that, it's the 60, that's 20 quid. In fact, less because you've got 10% discount for all of that metal. That's nuts to me. Absolutely nuts to me. You know you don't get prices like that in the craft industry. That is just awesome sauce, isn't it? And mixing and merging those is exciting as well, because if you're taking something, for instance, like the oval, and instead of using the rectangle that's in the middle of it, changing that out for the diamond, so changing it out, because you've got all the different layers. So to be able to play with that, to mix and match, is also incredibly powerful. I really hope you love those. Yes, Taz?
And then we also have Suzanne, who's
Hey,
saying
Suzanne.
afternoon, creative Carla and terrific Miss Taz. Wow, 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 my bank account can't keep up.
No, well, the thing is, I know that that's obviously for everybody, an issue. It is why days like today are so exciting though, isn't it? Because to get such a discount, such a massive, and it's not just, I mean, we joke about the naughty step with Carnation a lot. It's not just about collecting, you know, something that we, from a company that we love. It's about expanding the toolbox that we have in order to create the artistry that we want to create. And so these become incredibly valuable to us. So, you know, and that's important to me as a demonstrator, is just that value. And that's what you get with Carnation. We're always going to strive to give you the best experience you can have with the dyes that we produce, the colorways that we produce, and also the prices that we give you and the customer service that we give you. That's Carnation's biggest goal, always, is that you guys have the best experience possible. And so days like today, hopefully that's giving you the good, happy feelings and the experience that you always want, yeah? And that's a really nice place. Let's do some things. Let's do the business. Square frame. Oh, the tweezers are selling really fast. You're going to have to move fast on them. Sorry, Carnation have just sent a message through saying that they are absolutely flying. We knew they would. It's really important to grab those while you can. Things like this are really hard to get back in stock quickly. So as a rule, well, you're going to wait a few weeks for them. And the thing is, a lot of you who are watching now have a privilege of seeing it, or an advantage of seeing it before other people are going to, who might be at work, etc., etc. To those who might watch it later, I do apologise. I think they're going to sell out. We did get a big stock of these, but obviously you guys know as well as I do that when premium tools come on the market at such a low price, it's time to grab them. These will last you for so long. They're wonderful. You never get that rounded edge right on the bottom of tweezers. Always the point. And the point can be a pain. It's not easy to grip. But the main point with tweezers like that is when you push down in the middle, you know it yourselves, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've got a pair of tweezers and you push into that central point, those little arms at the end separate and drop what you're holding. And the thing is, we cling on tight because we don't want it to drop, and it ends up going the other way. So these ones, it was the first thing I said to Nick. As soon as he said we've got new tweezers and he was really excited about them, I was like, yeah, I need to hold these before I start getting excited. They are brilliant. Grab them. Sorry, I could waffle on all day about tools, as you are perfectly aware. So I've got my square base here. I've seated together my mats and layers, and I'm using those colour tones from the Just Like You Perfect Papers. So we've taken the yellow and we've mixed it in with the blue, and so you've got a haze of yellow around the outside and then that very soft colour on the inside. So really, really pretty for spring colours. Adding in just a touch of warmth to the outsides. I'm keeping these perfectly flat. I'll just do 2 of these, but I'm keeping them perfectly flat to the card. I want no rise or lift. Now the reason being is because I'm working in with heavy filigree, and when you're working with heavy filigree, we make choices. Do you want shadow or do you want it to sit on the base? Because I'm using 2 very different colours here, I want it to sit flat. Okay, so you make choices just as you're going through. Look at this, these square frames. Oh, I've bent that in the bag. Look at those though. Just let me straighten that edge. Can we just take a minute for this filigree sitting on that blue? That's just stunning. These frames are an absolute dream. Look at that. No wonder this has always been so popular. There's no blooming wonder. Let's get this laid down. So this is obviously using finger lift tape. Finger lift tape is something I like to use when I'm keeping something very flat, but when it's not a mat and layer. I'm more inclined to use red liner tape for mats and layers as a rule. It's just got a little bit more security on it. So I'm going to place that through, and I've got that gorgeous taste like a china plate. It's so blooming pretty. Don't forget your perfect papers. Now, I am going to raise this one slightly. I've got a 1mm foam tape on here. I don't want a lot of lift. I don't want it to be chunky. So we're just going to play with the 1mm. So I'm just going to remove these. And pop that down. Look at that. Sunshine on a blue sky. That's what it reminds me of. That hazy day. Now, when we're talking about the little the little frames, this is what they look like. Aren't they a delight? So you've got the decoupage elements coming through on his little body and on the face of the mother duck or the father duck, depending. I never know what to say without offending people, so we'll go with that. But look at this. Okay, really sweet. Now this I do want to raise. I want it to have height. I want it to move away from its base foundation. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to use some silicone gel glue. So I need to just put plenty on here. You can use foam. You can, this is a question I get asked all the time. Why do you use the silicone gel glue instead of foam when you could use foam? And it is a question I get asked a lot. And I'll use foam when I think it's necessary, but I'm less inclined to. There's no flexibility with foam. It is what it is. It's great for mats and layers, but there's no flexibility. There's no give. There's no movement. Once it's down, it's down. But also, when I'm using pin flare, I dictate the height. I might want it quite low. I might want it really high. And I can do that with foam tape by adding layers and layers. But the higher you get with foam tape, the more you see the white. So I'm more inclined to use pin flare when I'm trying to raise something to create shadow rather than just on my mats and layers. So now that I've got those there, I can seat it. Can you see now the dimension, the shadow that's coming under the wing? You get a different flare on it, and that's why I use that. I've got these decoupage elements from that beautiful verdant crescent, and I'm going to use those just to frame out a little bit around the frame itself. And that's because I'm using what is essentially an oval shape on the round. So what I don't want to do is create a dinosaur eye here, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So you've got the round and then the oval, which is like the dinosaur shaping. I want to bring in just a little bit of framework. Yes, Taz?
Just while you're sticking that down.
Yeah.
Pam's gone and got her order in for the tweezers.
Well done, Pam. I'm so excited about those tweezers. They're so good. I love tools, I think, just to bring things forward and help us as crafters. So we're just covering up the workings of the dinosaur eye so that I don't have the dinosaur eye anymore. I don't want it. Small amounts of adhesive here. Oh, I'm so excited about people getting those tweezers, you know. I'm honestly obsessive about tools. I'm so dull. Let's place this in here. So now we're just framing. Lay those in. Look at that frame shape out. Now, in order to just create a little extra something, I've got my little eggs here. Look at those beautiful specklings, aren't they pretty? Now, choices. I can use this as a side element, so I could put one in here maybe and one in here just to reference the little chick. I can use them in the middle to raise them. You could put sentiments on them then, which is really, really cute, isn't it? Just to add in those little elements. Now, what I'm going to do is keep it placed on the sideline, but I'm going to layer them up, and it's just to give a little reference. I'm going to layer them. So again, this is when my pin flare becomes so important, because I can add as much as I choose. So one. I love this egg dye so much. As somebody who's allergic to eggs, this is an absolute joy to me. Now I'm just going to lift. So we're really getting some height here. Lay that down. Pull it across. And place. How blooming cute is that? Really simple. These frames are just a joy because actually a lot of the hard work, if we want to just go for basic quick cards, most of the hard work is taken away from us. We can do these in seconds. That's really nice. But then we can play and we can take advantage of the snippability that Carnation gives us, and we can really change them up and do different things. So it's a really exciting collection and a really exciting back to wear. To re-see these after such a long time. And we've, you know, since these, we've got hundreds of amazing collections. But it's testament to how strong Carnation was right out of the gate. That's really important. Love, 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 just like you. Carnation Crafts or website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, 200264, the Just Like You collection, $49.98. That's reduced down from $74.97, and you've got 10% discount from your newsletter if you choose to use it. That'll take it down even lower. I can't remember exactly how much we said. $44.99, $2.95 UK P&P. Amazing deal. And then just to mention, we've also got the frames today. 3 massive frames. We've been through them on boards. These are extraordinary. 200273. Grab them while you can. The Just Like You frame collection. $59.99. Nuts. It should be $74.97 if you bought these separately. They're giving you these dies at 20 quid each, and if you use your discount code, even less, which I think is just a gift. An absolute gift. And while you're there, get your tweezers, because they're selling really fast and there ain't going to be many left. So good luck to everybody who wants to grab a pair of those tweezers. I don't know how much stock Carnation got. I know it's a lot. And obviously I am very, very hopeful that all of the Carnation Army managed to get hold of a pair. You'll not regret it. They are amazing. That's from Aquila, who relies on tweezers constantly and knows the difference very, very clearly between a good pair and a bad pair. That is a good pair of tweezers, and it's only 10 quid. Well, $9.99. So thank you very much. I've paid much more than that for terrible tweezers. So I'm very, very pleased that we have them. So you see them there. I don't know if there's a code on there. I don't think so, but you'll just find them by putting in premium round tip tweezers. Brand new to the Carnation Crafts website. I believe it launches today, so you'll be the first to get hold of them. Well done. We know that Carnation will be packing and posting as we speak. A lot of you will receive those tweezers tomorrow. We like them mattes. Right, couple more finished samples for you, and then I'll get on to another demo, which will probably be the last of the day. Right.
Ooh, where's the show gone?
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl. Look at that. Look at his little face. He's just adorable with those wee wings. Yes, Taz?
Just looking at the comments, Jane Latos has said she bought this set when it first came out and she uses it for Easter cards every year.
There
she
you
loves
go.
them.
And that's the thing, isn't it? So Jane knows exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about value, and you know how economical these are. It's about having the right tool for the right job. I've had some stuff, man. If you've got the right tool for the right job, you're never going to go seeking. You're always going to know that you've got the things that you need, and finding a company where you can then change those things and use it for other things as well, then that just becomes super value, doesn't it? So I hope you've all found that. That's a card from Janine. I just want to show you this as an example with that oval frame in its full glory, because this from Barbara Treadwell is nothing but delightful. That vast element of filigree coming through, which is just so cute. Now, there is another die of daffodils, and we've sold out of it, so I'm just being very cautious not to show you samples with those, because I don't want you all to be like, I want that, because you can't have it. Let's have a look at this one. Problem with Carnation is they sell out so fast, you've got to kind of move. Look! If that is not the cutest thing ever, I don't know what is. Oval frame, the little duck and the little duckling. Then all of the eggs at the bottom, all oval shaped. So you are kind of hashing the same shape again and again and again to give an extraordinary aesthetic. Remember, when you have a repeating pattern, it will always be pleasing to the eye. Oval, 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 lots of ovals. It's going to be pleasing. It's a repeating pattern. Super beautiful. What an incredible collection. And 2 colourways. That makes it so valuable, doesn't it? 2 full colourways, both of them free to you today. Normally you would obviously only get 1. Today you get 2. Thank you very much. We like that. Right, let's have a look at Pepper and Lace. lacy. So the reason I'm doing pepper and lacy, A, is so you can see it, and B, to have a look at that square frame, but without filigree. So we're going to clear it out as such. It's going to be a very clean, simple frame. Now this has got some of the daffodils in, just for flow lines, so just please ignore that, because unfortunately you can't buy them.
Well, they can register their interest.
You can register your interest.
What?
I've dropped things, but I don't know what it was I actually dropped.
1 second.
Taz! Oh, it's part of my crescent. Sorry. It's there.
This?
No, just here in between.
Goodness me. This is not my job.
It is now. Right, let's have a look at this now. She does make a drama about things. Right, so we're doing an 8 by 8 card for this one. So I'm using Mats and Layers. I just want to have just a moment to look at that stunning, stunning colour that comes through from those perfect papers with the cream on top of it. It's a sage green. It's really, really distinctively pretty. Very beautiful. And again, can be used for any season. What I love about sage greens is it will work for winter just as well as it will work for summer. If you pair a sage green with a yellow, you're going to warm the tone for a summer tone. If you then want to pair it with something like a blue, you will tone that colour down for winter colours. It can be either. So sage green's always going to be a really good, strong colour for you to have. If you grab the perfect papers, you're going to have 8 of those, and they're going to take it through. And remember, you wouldn't use necessarily a full piece for each card, so it'll take you a long time on your journey. So get some of that sage green for yourself, so you've got them. I think I may have injured Miss Taz by accident. She'll live. She's only young. Let's put this here. It's any consolation, Taz. If I'd gone onto the floor like you just did on my knees, I would never have got back up again.
I have dodgy knees.
I know, but your dodgy knees are still like 30 years younger than mine. Oh, that's depressing. Right. Let's take away some of this. Let's do a 1 mil. Look at this. That's stunning. And then make choices. Are you going to have it square? Shall we make it a diamond? Pretty points. Pretty points to choose from. In this instance, it will be a diamond on mine because I'm going to use an oval on the inside, and that's going to make it all sort of come together in a formation of shapes. And sometimes doing that, instead of having square, square, oval, if you have square, diamond, and then oval, you'll get some really, really beautiful colours there. Okay, so we're just going to stick that down here. Very much sounded like there was a man in my house then, and I can guarantee there was not, or at least I hope not. Certainly not one that was invited. Right, let's just place this in. That verdant crescent is so beautiful, isn't it? It's really evocative of many things. It feels like there could be a water line at the back of it, a pond. This is why I think ponderance plays. Really, really beautiful elements. And let's take this. Add some elements to it there. And place that down. I'm using that base line here to ground it, so where the two meet at the bottom, just ground it there, and that will visually help. And then I'm going to tuck this one round. Now you've got choices. Do you want to raise that to create an arc, which is very, very pretty, very pretty. And you can tuck it in to hide your workings, so you can really create that height. Or are you going to frame it round? I'm going to frame it round for this one because I'm bringing in an oval shape. This one will sit a little bit larger, so it'll sit round in that angle. And then I'm going to bring in pepper and lacy here. So I want to make sure that that sort of scooches around, so it's sort of following that line round. This one being lower, I'm changing the angle, I'm getting that beautiful diagonal that we look for in composition. So we're always looking for those elements. Yep. Now I'm going to do that last because I need to put Pepper and Lacey in first. Plenty of pin flare here. Lots of it. Build up. And then some just at the bottom. Plenty of height here. Turn it over and let's lay them down without forcing. You see that dimension? Because as soon as you give it shadow, you give it gravity. As soon as you give it gravity, you're giving it definition and a kind of sense of realism, because you've got the shadow, and we expect to see shadows in life. And so by raising that up, look at this. That's why Carnation's artwork is so strong. Nick is so clever at bringing in all the elements we need to create excuse me, something very powerful with just a bit of shadow play. Arc that round so it just follows that oval. Now, I am going to come in with these daffs just to finish this off to show you. You can register your interest for these daffodils. Again, one of Carnation's very, very popular pieces. So you'll often find it's hard to get hold of these. Do apologise for that, but I don't apologise fully, because people who know. And so going in for your dainty daffodil is always going to be a really strong key point. It's big and it's bold, but it does sell out very fast. We had this, I think, a couple of days ago. It was supposed to come to air with us today, but it's already sold out. And there we have something really visually very pretty, very clean, very simple. And that's Pepper and Lacey, and that's from the Just Like You collection. Or from the Just Like You as such collection. If you want Pepper and Lacey on their own, it's 200269. Show price of $22.99 today. $22.99, $2.95 UK P&P, which is an incredible price. It's a massive die set, as you see. It's also a card in and of itself. When we're talking about instant card making, this is it. So for that price, it's always incredible. But isn't that a beautiful line? Those colours coming through from those perfect papers are just so pretty. We've made lots of cards today with the different collections. I just want to remind you that the deal of the day today is Happy Hollow. That's on the big red button in the middle of the Carnation Crafts website. And it's a special offer for you today, but it does go back up at midnight. There was a show this morning for that, so please do head over to YouTube. You can see it back there. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous collection. It's an extra expansion pack on Floral Dawn. So you are going to have elements there that you've already got in your collection that you can use. So super, super cute. And it's sitting there with a discount, but only until midnight tonight. $44.99. Then we've got the Just Like You collection that we're doing now. And we've also got those frames, those perfect papers. So remember all of these elements. Get your speckled egg. Don't forget that, because it's going to be really important for your card making as you go forward, and it's super, super sweet. You've seen us using it. It's a really lovely element. Get your tweezers. They're launching today. Grab your tweezers. There's not an infinite amount of stock, and they are selling so fast. So please do grab them. My advice, while you can, grab a couple of pairs, because they'll last you anyway, but while you've got a couple of pairs, for those of you who are like me, who lose everything, it's handy to have a spare. But if you want them, because I know you're going to love them, it's always useful to get two, because again, we don't know when we'll get these things back. It's all very well as having the confidence in buying a big stock, but we know with Carnation things sell out so fast. So grab a couple of pairs while you're there. Use your discount code for, not for your tweezers, you can't use your discount code, but for everything else. Once you've got everything in your basket, check out all at once. That will take your P&P down to free. Thank you very much. We like them apples. It's been such a lovely day with you guys today. Thank you very much for joining us and for giving us your wonderful company. Without you, there would be no Carnation, so we are exceptionally grateful, and we love having you with us as well. That's from me, from Taz, and from the team at Carnation, who work extraordinarily hard and who are already packing the orders that you've placed today, which is always nice to know. We are going to have a special die for you on Hobby Maker on Monday, and I don't know what that says. It looks like Sith.
It says the 5th.
The 5th.
That's for something else, though.
Oh, okay. Hobby Maker on Monday will have a Carnation special for you. That won't be me guesting, but it is on Hobby Maker for you on Monday. So please do watch that. It's something brand new and something that you'll only be able to get there, I believe. And then Taz is saying the 5th for...
In the Courtyard on Hobby Maker.
In the Courtyard on Hobby Maker. That'll be me.
They've already got Christmas on the calendar.
Shh.
Oh.
I've seen Christmas. I had a little privileged look at Carnation's Christmas collection. It's insanely good. It's incredible. It's so exciting. Right, we stop talking this time. Right, we've got to go and I will speak to you all very, very soon. But please do take really good care of yourselves. Thank you so much for your company. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you very, very soon indeed. Take care. See you soon.